First video. The only streamer that cares. By once again. Golf cart. Here we go.
You know what the most important part of any live stream is? The chat. Every night, thousands.
Yeah, I agree with that. The most important part of like a live stream in general, or like anything on Twitch or anything on like Kick or whatever, it would be the chatters. You would have because you had to have people watching you, and it's dependent on what the chatters want to see you be doing. And of course, like you tell them just like no sometimes. And you gotta kind of like do what you want to do too. But yeah, I'll say it is very much the chatters that do.
Of viewers pour into their favorite streamers' chat. Together, they decide what games get played, what videos get watched, and the streamers who keep them entertained get paid.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty easy, right? Just give the chat what it wants. The problem is, chat never wants just one thing.
Yeah, because
there's thousands of people all asking for something.
Yeah, I was about to say there's like a shit, like especially like when you get into these bigger streamers and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure this video is about Joe, like Joe Bart. He has like what in a single live stream he has. I think he's live right now. No, he's not. But like he has like thousands of. He has like probably like 10K people watching him. That's insane. That's such a big amount of people. But like they all want to see him be doing different things. Then of course is like his main like people and stuff. But still,
something different, and no matter what you do, someone's unhappy.
Yeah.
The biggest streamers learn to follow the majority and keep the party moving, because stopping everything for one unhappy viewer is the cardinal sin of streaming. You don't need 10,000 people hanging over a single name in the chat. But what happens when the needs of the one are a matter of life and death?
My girlfriend of 3 years took her own life in November of 2025. Losing my best friend and the person I love most in the world, I'm feeling like my life is no longer worth living, and I've been falling into a bad habit of drug addiction, leading me to on MDMA in December. I don't want to be here anymore.
This is Joe Bartolozzi, and he's one of the only streamers that stops everything when someone needs help.
I was about to say I've seen clips of him doing. I've seen clips of him like stopping to like answer people talking about offing themselves and everything. Like I'm pretty sure one of his mods did off themselves, but I don't want to say that and be wrong. But no, like I'm pretty sure they did. And it's just like he's a very like genuine person when he streams, from what I could tell, at least from watching him a little bit here and there. But like if it like feels really real, like he does, like compared to like I used to watch him on TikTok when he first blew up. Obviously everyone I think has seen his old like TikToks and everything. Like he seemed like just a very different person at the time. I just think the best way to like explain it, he seems like he's changed a lot to me. Like he used to be a very it seemed like very like self-centered person, like the way he talked and stuff. Like it was like constantly all about him because he's like the best and whatever. So it seemed like to me. Obviously, I think we're gonna see stuff about that in this video. But sorry again for pausing. I'm gonna keep pausing, and if you don't like it, don't watch.
If a chatter of mine is coming into my chat saying they're suicidal,
I'm pausing again to say this. If you don't like watching people pause things and reactions, you're the problem. That's the entire point of watching someone watching something, is you are watching them watch something that you've already watched. For one, you should have already watched the video because you want to see how they react and their thoughts on said video. So stop complaining in comments and shit. It's annoying as hell. Oh my god, what did I just do? What just happened? Oh. Oh, sorry about that. But for YouTube, I'll be cutting this part out of this whole entire thing. Oh my god, I love the double ads so much. I can't wait to get monetized eventually. Oh my god, bro. I think this is about where I was at.
You make yourself the person people turn to when someone needs help.
Yeah.
If a chatter of mine is coming into my chat saying they're suicidal, I am first and foremost going to read their message.
But when you do,
as you should, I think majority of streamers should be doing that, or at least streamers should like acknowledge the fact. Well, I think like it gets difficult when like I think Joe does oh my god. I think Joe does a really good job with it for being like such a big streamer and like how many people he has in his chat and stuff. But like when you get like to like create this like ISO speed and stuff, there's no possible way he can see like if like 20 people in his chat saying that saying they want to off themselves and whatever and they need help. He's just not gonna see those unless it's a donation. Because of like just how many people are commenting at a time. I think Joe also gets around that because he puts in like sub only a lot because how many like annoying chatters he has and stuff. But yeah, like it's just oh my god, that's just
Chatter of mine is coming into my chat saying they're suicidal. I am first and foremost going to read their message.
But when you do this, when you make yourself the person people turn to at their lowest, you're also now the one who has to carry the weight of it. Because now you're surrounded by darkness.
yeah.
Today I decided to end everything. Got a shotgun, can't find it in me to love myself.
Now you're giving away pieces of yourself
Oh,
to everyone
mother-
around you.
People are genuinely asking me to
Fucker. I'll be right back. I forgot to grab my fucking water. Why do I have water? Got my water. There's a mosquito. God. Come here. Come here. Get bit by it. Damn it. Mosquito. Because we have this cat window in the kitchen. The kitchen's laid right outside my door. And so like what the cat window is it's a like open anyway, cat window. So it's the summer and there's the woods right there, so the bunch of fucking bugs come through the window. So that's why I keep my door closed all the time. But anyway, back to the video.
fix their problems. I can't.
Now it feels like
Yeah.
the whole world is on your shoulders.
Now I'm going, oh, if I
Okay.
stop posting.
As someone that I deal with mental struggle, like everyone deals with mental health. But I see this thing fly one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't know where it went at all. Ugh. Anyway, with mental health, I'm saying this to everybody right now. Mental health. You can't fix or save anyone else. It's not possible. All you can do is simply be there for someone else. Nothing that you say or do will necessarily solve the issue for someone else. You can tell them that you're there for them. You can tell them these things. You can try your best to help them get through things, but you can't solve the issue for them. They have to work on it themselves and get real help. That's the thing. Is even when you go get help, getting help won't do anything if you don't put in the work to fix it. And like actually sit there and listen to what people are saying. It's something that I've had a really hard time with. Because especially I'm just gonna talk about this, especially when I was in high school. I've like noticed after like within my relationship and stuff, I've noticed that I've been a very selfish person with like how I thought about everything. Everything like in some sense, like I didn't revolve for everything. I think everything revolved around me necessarily. But like when you, especially when you're a teenager, you tend to have a perceived conception of your world is the only world. Even if you do know everyone else lives their own lives, it's not in like necessarily fully in your brain yet. And you tend to be, because of that, more selfish a lot of time. I've noticed that, and that's how I was. I was a very selfish person. Everything was about me. I focused everything on me, like on myself and my own life, and how things affected me and my mental health, this and that. And because of that, I didn't like, with a lot of things, take accountability for anything in my life. For a very long time. Like that's how I was in most of high school. I was like that. Uh, Got my girlfriend has stayed with me with how much of like a selfish person I was, and I am still to the extent that I'm trying to work on. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, I'm this special person, blah blah blah. You have to work on things for things to change. Change. You can't just do an action one time and it magically fixes everything. You have to work on things. It's as simple as that. And just because you go to it, like it's going to therapy for a week and thinking your issues are gonna be solved, it's not how it works. You have to go to therapy for, depending on what you're going for, half a year to at least 5 for your issues to be fixed. Because it has to be continually working on things and fixing your everyday things. It's a step at a time thing. It's the best way for me to explain it. For someone that like goes to, if someone goes to the gym, best way to explain it. It's exactly the same as going to the gym. You're not gonna go to the gym 1 week and you're gonna be ripped and jacked. It is a process that, for one, is gonna be the rest of your life. This is gonna be working on trying to look better and be healthier and this and that. To get like jacked like Tom Holland, let's say. You want to look like Tom Holland? Tom Holland has been working on the physique that he has right now since he was at least 16. He's in his 30s now. It's taking him that year naturally to get to that point. Yeah, you can take gear and get there a lot faster. And you can take gear and hit a bro split where you hit one muscle every single day and you will grow. But yet, for one, don't take gear. That's not me saying you should take gear. You should not take gear. It's not good for you. Period. Point blank, period. Anyway, I'm getting really off topic, but it's very similar to that. It's, yeah, to solve fucking flying ant again. But it's a process that takes a very long time, similar to working out. The best way I can explain it, if it's something I say minor, nothing about your mental health or working on yourself is minor. It's all important. God. Sorry. Everything's important. You need to work on yourself before you can do things. Like, nothing's not important, but for smaller things, it can be faster. Like I'm gonna say this. For example, using the gym again, if you're trying to just work on your abs and have abs, and it's winter break, if you sit down and let's say you are you're not that like hefty of a guy, like you are fit, you go to the gym and that, but you just don't have visible abs. From winter to summer, if you do a calorie deficit and you continue working out, you get your protein in, and you hit abs and make sure you are hitting abs properly. That's just doing one crunch movement 2 times a week. Just like how you work out any other muscle, you will have abs. That's just how it works. But anyway, that's the video. I'm sorry for going way off topic.
People are gonna start themselves.
That's a heavy weight to pick up, and we wanted to know why.
Who is Joe Bartolozzi, and why do you care so deeply about some of the things that you do? Which is maybe a little deep for 10:30 in the morning, but
no, it's all right.
JoeBart's a go-to. Oh my god, I hate ads. I hate ads. I hate ads. Anyway. Oh my god, I'm sorry if I keep going on like long ass tangents too and everything. I just love yapping a lot. And actually it's actually good for it. Oh my god.
But
no, it's all right.
Golf cart.
Joe Bartolozzi was born on
a
February
goat
6,
YouTuber, by the way.
2002.
An absolute goat. He makes amazing videos. I'm trying to watch more of his videos. I haven't watched a lot of them. I've watched a few.
Joe wasn't the kid you've picked to become famous online. He was the small, quiet kid, the one getting picked last for everything.
I was kind of like the lanky kid.
Oh my god, he was Abe Lincoln. I was Abe Lincoln too.
Body, so that's why I was picked last.
But by high school, things started turning around. He hit his growth spurt, got into lifting, and went from being the kid nobody picked to a legitimate athlete. So by 2019, Joe's a track athlete at a Catholic prep school in New Jersey, working part-time at a GNC, heading towards a completely normal life. And then a Chinese tech company bought a dying lip-syncing app.
TikTok is the latest app to capture the attention of teens and young adults across the world.
A Chinese company called ByteDance bought the relatively...
So I have a question to ask people. Genuine question. Did you use Musical.ly? I had Musical.ly towards like the end of Musical.ly being a thing. I can't lie. But I had it for like a bit before TikTok became a thing. And if I like posted videos or anything like that, because I was very like guy like about my voice and stuff, and I still am. I don't like my voice at all. But that's a different topic for a different day. But seriously, in the comments, did you or did you not use Musical.ly? I did for a few months, like I said, but let me know.
dead app Musical.ly. They gutted it, rebranded it, and on August 2nd, 2018, TikTok officially hit the App Store.
TikTok.
Now, early on, TikTok was mostly just the same creators who came over from Musical.ly, so all of those cringy lip sync videos and the reputation that came with them carried straight over.
Going through your parents' divorce is more fun than going through TikTok.
For a while there, TikTok as a whole was pretty cringy.
Yeah, I used to get made fun of.
But even with that reputation, Joe figured he'd try it anyway. He posted his first TikTok in December of 2019, and it got a few hundred likes.
Yeah. Okay, that's another thing too. Do you miss old TikTok? I do a little bit. I miss how TikTok used to be. It used to be a lot less like not even necessarily that it wasn't like mainstream or anything like that. That's not even what I'm trying to say. It felt more genuine because like especially after the US part and everything. It's like kind of just gone to shit. Like all the AI oh my god, when the ads got added, oh my god. Ugh, that sucked. I hated that. It's just so annoying. I hate scrolling and getting added. But yeah, no, like I miss how old TikTok used to be. I just liked the app better. It was so much better. Oh yeah, back to this.
Which is nothing crazy, but it was enough to make him post another one, and another one, and he just kept going. Within a few months, he went from pointing at text on a screen to actually talking, ranting straight to the camera about whatever stupid thing pissed him off that day.
There's no looking left or right in the urinal at all times.
This is where Joe carved out his lane. He became the loud guy in the beanie who'd yell about people who drink sparkling water or crash out over some DIY tutorial.
The coffee pot's floating!
By the time COVID hit, TikTok was
Yeah,
becoming...
that's the original Joe I met, and I was watching it very. Oh my god! And like, I think I saw one of Joe's videos for the first time in 2021. I think, and it was just him screaming about. What was he screaming about? There's like another video that happened that he was like, what's it called? Duetting. That's what it's called. And I don't even remember what the video was. I just remember him screaming so much. I was like, oh my god. A little funny, so I followed him, but
a mainstream platform. Suddenly, TikTokers were performing at NBA halftime shows or hanging with the Kardashians. I mean, the D'Amelios were dropping a reality show on Hulu. It was the biggest app in the world, and Joe had gotten in early.
6 months after you started posting, if I'm not mistaken, you had over 1 million followers.
that's nuts. 6 months and you have 1 million? That's insane. I can't imagine that now. It's like it's so much harder to get people to like actually follow you on anything now. Like, it's odd. In 6 months, holy shit.
2020 TikTok, you could literally post anything, and if it got any amount of views, half the people that saw it would follow you.
So now you've got a teenage guy, fresh out of
That's
high school,
insane.
with millions of people watching his every move.
Hi, I'm Angela. I used Adobe Creative Cloud Pro to turn my rat sketches into one-of-a-kind stickers. I digitized and colored them in Photoshop, then built custom packaging in Illustrator. And just like that, they were ready to go.
At Spectrum, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between speed, reliability, and value.
But what do you think this
It's
does
so
to
hot in my room.
It's not the same guys as like a Disney star, right? Because I was nowhere near that level. But it's just the idea of like, I was a teenager that's getting clout, and I think 99% of the time, that's bad.
And Joe was no exception. All of
Yeah. Before you, like, I'm saying this as a teenager. At the age that he blew up is the age I'm at right now. I'm 19. And yeah, I can imagine every guy like I went to high school with, if they would have blown up, would have been the most annoying person on the planet. Because like, I saw a little bit, like, there's like some people in high school that like would get like 10K followers or whatever, and they would be the most pretentious assholes. Now imagine if that would have happened onto this level. I don't want to even imagine how annoying they would have been. Yeah, no.
those views, all that attention that comes with internet fame, it went straight to his head.
Yeah.
I went from being a really insecure, it was like two polar opposites, right? And I had to find the medium. Like, I used to be really insecure when I was in like middle school, or early high school, to a point where like I started working out, I started doing this, and then it went like full flop to like narcissism. And so it was like an obsession with myself because of insecurity that then inflated my ego to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm awesome.
And you can see it in the content from that era. The captions, the attitude, the way that he carried himself.
So this is my proposal for any women out there that would like to participate in the holiday but don't have anybody to assist them. I'm here.
This is the version of Joe.
Ooh, Joe. Ooh. That's not it, Joe. That's just not it. Continue.
ego that Joe doesn't like.
That person in that facade I had to do to create that character.
That was also pretty bad.
Became me for a short period of time, and I hated it.
But as much as Joe hates this version of himself, he also kind of owes everything to him, because that ego is what gave him the confidence and drive to start making bigger swings in his career. And when you're building yourself from the ground up, those two things can be the difference between success and failure. You see, everyone wants to start their own thing until they realize how much work starting.
Oh, this is an ad. Skip past that.
Where to start, head on over to wop.com today.
Sure, WAP.
But now back to Joe and the business he was just starting to build. It started with diversifying his audience, because unlike YouTube or Twitch, your follower count is kind of empty on TikTok. You can have 1 million followers on there and make no money, because the platform simply doesn't pay its creators anything worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like, I was probably making, like, what, 10K a year? It was,
like,
I was
that's
less than minimum wage.
That's insane. The amount of views like he was getting and stuff to only make 10K is insane. Because he's bringing so much money for TikTok to be making that little. This is like, I think, to an extent, YouTubers can make way too much money. Twitch streamers can make way too much money, and like some Twitch streamers make a lot more, even though like they might be like having the same amount of like views and stuff like that, and people watching them because of like how they set their ads and stuff to be playing. Like I know Joe does it where it's just when you first click into the stream you get an ad and then you get to watch the rest of it free. Yeah, I don't see why you would do it any other. Well, I see why you would do it any other way, especially if you're like not absolutely huge yet. When you get to a certain level, I'm like, yeah, I can see why you would do that. But like, I think if I started making money off of like Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff, and TikTok and everything, like I would be running like enough ads where I'm not gonna be like barely getting by really with like living, but it's like I don't see a reason to like do it so like to just get every little dime you can from people watching you is insane. Like I saw Joe like showing like the ads on one of his videos. He had 13 ads in one like a VOD, so like a 3-hour VOD, 13 ads. Not that bad. But what YouTube gave him, oh my god, it was like 50 ads in 3 hours. That's insane. And also on top of that, those ads, a lot of time you get double ads or triple ads in one ad section. And it's also a thing of like every single ad section you have, you don't get an ad too. It's not for sure. It's just like you can get an ad in each one of these sections. And he just limits that as much as possible, which respect, but.
So, in the summer of 2020, just before starting his freshman year of college, Joe announced his first ever Twitch stream.
I'm gonna start streaming video games on Twitch in a day or two.
He started moving viewers from TikTok to Twitch, where he'd stream games like Rocket League and Fall Guys.
Oh, I got it! I got it!
Then he'd take the best moments from those streams and post them to YouTube. By fall of that year, Joe was juggling multiple TikTok uploads a day, streaming on Twitch, making YouTube content, all while managing his classwork in college.
Like that's insane. That's insane. Like if I could, my issues are I moved like an hour and a half away for college. If I could, I think I would still be trying to make content. Like I'm gonna be focusing more like on TikTok and anything while I'm away and everything. But like every break I'm down, I'm writing out as many like videos as I can. Like I'll be doing a lot better that summer. I fucking did awful this summer. I wanted to do a lot better than I did for making videos and everything, but I can't sit here and say anything. That's on me that I didn't do a whole lot better. It's just like, was so busy for most of the summer. But yeah, that's insane. Posting multiple TikToks a day, doing a stream, and probably posting a YouTube video a couple times a week. But it's like Joe does similar to like what I do now, what I'm doing now, where he doesn't record YouTube. He takes it from his streams and makes it into video. Well, his editors do, but and it just makes it so a lot more time considerate. So it's like for like reference in this stream today, I have gotten 2, 3 videos so far in 3 hours. 3 hours and 20 minutes. I've gotten 3 videos. Actually, wait, no, 4. I have 4 because a VOD, the Wolf Among Us video, the there's nothing down there, and this reaction. I want to try and get a 5th one with the other reaction, but like that's a lot. But now it's just I have to sit down and edit it and try to find the time to edit it and everything. To be a bit of a pain, but like I'm probably gonna sit down tomorrow when I get home from work and do a bunch. But like it's just that's insane to be doing all that in schoolwork and everything else too. It's like it's not impossible. Like I think Joe is probably gonna sit here and say it's not impossible. It's very much doable, but it takes up a lot of time.
Like in college, there's so much going on. How do you manage that?
It was a lot. Like balancing streaming and college sucked, but it was so doable. And I hate when streamers say, "Oh, I really needed to drop out to pursue streaming." Like, get the out of here. I was growing and in college the entire time.
Thank you for 3 million followers.
Yeah, I know. He fully graduated.
By December, Joe had cleared 5 million followers on TikTok. And just a few months after his first stream, Joe was pulling in nearly 1,000.
I think that's insane.
Like, I was so obsessed with performance.
Joe was constantly studying social media, trying to understand what made videos pop, what people responded to, and why certain videos failed. That confidence had turned into a full-blown obsession. But because of it, Joe was starting to not like the person he saw in the mirror.
Fucking Aldi ad. But, you know, it's really not healthy to be super obsessed with anything. Like, that's the only way. How are you gonna achieve something like doing YouTube and Twitch and that stuff? You have to be obsessed with doing it. You have to put in so much time for it. Is like sitting down and like editing and stuff like that. If you haven't done it, like even a little video, you don't realize how much time it takes to do things. Like something as simple as like VODs for me. To export a VOD from Premiere after I do very minor editing on my VODs. It takes a lot of time. I'll finish editing. Like I'll probably have the VOD together tonight for this stream. I can't post it until like tomorrow because it takes like all night for it to export. And it's like, yeah, I can't do anything else about that. But it's like insane. And I also have to sit and make the thumbnails and stuff tomorrow. But that's a video.
Kind of starts to disappear versus like, was there a low point, a moment where you're like, holy, I gotta change?
Yeah, I don't really, I don't think there was like an aha, right? It wasn't like a light switch flip. It was more over the span of like a 6-month period where
that is like what I was saying earlier in this video. To change and make changes in like your life and stuff and different things. I forgot about these being up here. By Tide Pods for college. To make any changes or anything in your life, you have to put in time over a long period. It's not like movies or like books or like fictional things where there's a single moment that happens that makes you go, ding, that doesn't happen. I mean, like for some things it could and does, but it's like it's not that ching happens and you are instantly better. No, there's moments that happen that make you go, wow, okay, I'm being an asshole. I have to make these changes and whatever. I have to do these things. And then it's it's difficult to make those changes and start doing those different things. Depends on like the level of like what you're talking about and like what you need to change and things like that. Like it's very hard if like you having to change like your mindset on like the like most minor things to everything. That's difficult. But like making like small changes, it still takes months, and especially depending on like how many things you have to change or anything. But like Joe's probably about to go into it a little bit.
It was like, I'm kind of being a dickhead. Coupled with a variety of things. So I don't know if you can include this in the video. That's up to you. I tripped on mushrooms for the first time, like, and I hate when people talk about like that being a genuine changing factor in their life, because it's like, okay, cornball, like that's what made you, you know, really have that light switch. But I think it was like, it was a part of it, you know, like it removed the grooves of life that I have gotten into, and it made me reset to a point where I had to kind of look in myself. A lot of the people that I knew in philosophy classes as well were sharing ideas that, you know, I may have heard but not resonated or understood fully. It was so much like, wow, I'm gonna die one day. I should kind of treat people in a way that's like, this is our only life. And I accredit my viewers a lot, because in that time, parasocial relationships built a little bit, which is bad. But at the same time, there were people coming to me for the first time going, I want to kill myself.
Okay, so they're about to start going into that. But I'm gonna pause it for a second, yap some more. Sorry, again. Like, parasocial relationships. I've struggled with trying to like sit and be like, I do not know this person. Like it's a thing. Like I've noticed a lot of time when someone likes does something bad, right? Let's say that. I would say someone who shall not be named from Vanos Gaming. I'll say like that. People being like overly like, they will never do that. You don't know what people are like in real life, because 98% of every single person that posts anything on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok or any social media, what you are seeing them post is not them. It's a version of themselves that they're presenting to you. You don't know them on a deeper level than what they are showing you. They are showing you a amped up version of their personality, or something that's nothing like their personality. Like I'll say, for example, something that's, I think from what like I've heard them talk about it a little bit, Jay Schlatt. His persona on the internet, Schlatt, is a Republican guy that loves guns and loves America and loves burgers. From everything that I've seen him talk about it, that's not very much like how he is in real life. He's a lot more left wing, like left wing, like thinking. What he said in reality, and he's a lot more. He's not like a super like amped up person. Like he's been honest about the point that he's a lot more introverted in his real life and stuff like that. Like it's a thing like this, how I'm talking right now. I don't talk like this a whole lot. I'm not a very expressive person most of the time. I don't have a big personality. I don't think so. I think I do. But it's like, you don't know anybody. And like I struggle a lot with that, because with me growing with, like, obviously if you're around my age, you probably also did. You grew up on the internet. Internet you had very easy access to internet, unless you had parents that didn't let you have access to internet, which partially lucky you, partially I feel bad because you don't get a lot of references. But like, oh my god, I'm losing my train of thought. I apologize. Me growing up, I thought, like, again, going back to the Vanos crew again, I thought the Vanos crew were my best friends when I was younger. I was like, Evan, you are my best friend. You're like, or it's like you are like the coolest older brother, this and that. Like I had like these thoughts in my head. They don't know who I am, and they don't really give a shit. They'd be like, yeah, if you saw them in person, you're like, oh, Vanos, can I take a picture of you? He'd probably be like, yeah, sure, you can take a picture of me. And stuff like that. But it's like, he doesn't know you, and he probably, let's say him be blunt about it, they probably don't want to know you. They have their own lives and people in their lives that they care about. They don't care. Like, they care. They don't want anything to like happen to you if they're a good person. Which again, you don't know if they are or not. But it's like, you don't know who they are. Back up a little bit. You're just watching them. They're just entertaining you. You are who are paying, getting the money. You're really nothing more than that, but people that watch them and keep the livelihood going. That's it. Sorry about me ranting again.
You were chatting to your last streamer because you're ending it all. Whoa, 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 whoa. If there was a moment of like lock in, it was that. What happened? One of my subs just said he's gonna himself. Dude, do you need help? Because I was going, yeah, even though I'm 19, you know, there are people that actually look up to me in a way that's like,
yeah,
I need to be better at. Life is the best thing that will ever happen. No matter how bad it can get, life is amazing.
Now put yourself in that chair for a second. You're 19 years old. You started streaming to play video games, to have fun and make people laugh, and somebody you've never met just told you they're planning their own death. And out of everyone in their life, they picked you to tell.
I feel like no one cares and I want to end it all. I have a date planned, so you'll probably never see me again. I want to say you make me laugh a lot. I'm going to kill myself October 2nd. No one will remember me.
And this kept happening.
Like, that's
Joe would go live,
insane.
and sooner or later, somebody would show up in a genuine crisis, typing their darkest thoughts into a Twitch chat.
Don't want to be a mood killer. I just want to say my family basically bullies me every day, and I can't get them to stop. I've been thinking about suicide a lot.
When Joe first started getting these messages from chatters, his initial response was the same as anyone with the hearts would be. He wanted to help. Both on stream and off of it, Joe took the time to talk with those viewers, getting to know them on a personal level and giving them real advice just like you would with a friend.
You guys mean...
But that's an issue. You can't do that, Joe. And I think he's about to talk about, like, that was a mistake that he made. Like, on stream, yeah. If someone were to come into my chat and be like, I'm gonna kill myself, this and that, I would say it and talk to them. Like, I'll talk on Twitch. You would not be getting my personal number. Unless you're my mod or this or that, we will be calling. Like, we will be calling. Like, it's a thing of, if one of my mods came and was in my chat, I was like, I'm having a really hard time. Sorry about that. And he's like, I'm having a really hard time, this and that. Like, I think I'd probably end my stream and we would probably be talking. Like, I wouldn't still be streaming. But like, it's a thing of like, I also get like, Joe's in a predicament, like he has so many people watching him too, that he also feels like he can't end stream because just because one person, but at the same time, he will stop doing things on stream to talk to this person. But the mistake that he was making is that he was talking to people off stream. And like building quotations, a connection and a friendship with these people. He's not friends with you. He doesn't know you like that. So like, just don't act like you know him like that. You don't act like you know any content creator like that, because you don't. Unless you guys are in DMs talking and like you have their personal number, this and that, and it's like they didn't give you the number, this and that, to like the situation where it's because you were going to off yourself at this or that, then that's different. But like, you don't know him, big guy. Like, it
to me. If you need help with something like that, I can try my best. So that's why I'm kind of chilling or pausing the stream for the last like 15 minutes to talk about this, because that's important.
But there's a harsh reality that all streamers have to learn eventually. Your viewers aren't your friends.
Yeah.
They can't be.
I have had probably 20 people come to me about themselves, like on live.
Yeah.
The first 2 times it's happened, I have tried to like help them, and then it just ended badly in terms of them getting parasocial towards me and then nonstop coming to me.
You see, the relationship between a streamer and a viewer is way more complicated than a normal friendship. When you spend hours watching someone through a screen, day after day, your brain starts doing something weird. You pick up their sense of humor. You learn their opinions, their moods, what makes them laugh, and what sets them off.
And this is the issue of why I will actually sit and say this to a certain extent, why it was so bad for like kids around my age and people around my age, and like but my age, like a little bit older than Joe, and that where we fully grew up with the internet and we're on the internet from being little to grown adults now. Like, we have issues with connecting to other people in real life a lot. I've noticed. I have a hard time with it because I was in quarantine an extra year because of my mom being sick, and that I didn't get to be like around other kids in that transition from middle school to high school. So I jumped into my freshman year kind of like not really getting like social norms and anything anymore, and I had a really hard time with that for a very long time. I still have a hard time with it now. But it's like the solution is not to get super close with people online. I'd not even get super close to watch people online and be like, they're my best friend. No, they're not. You do not know Vaynos Gaming because you watch Vaynos Gaming. You don't know joebart because you watch joebart. You would know them if you were friends with them, but you're not friends with them. That's the thing. I'm sorry I keep yapping and talking about this, but
you come to know them the way you'd know a friend, except they have no idea you even exist.
That's insane.
This is what's called a parasocial relationship, and it can be a dangerous thing.
Now a scary home invasion as 3 masked intruders with guns grab a popular influencer by the hair demanding money.
3 guys came into my room, turned all the lights
That's insane.
on, and then they had the gun pointed at me.
Heading back to
we love ads, we love ads, we love ads. PJs, groceries. Grocery.
While most parasocial relationships don't reach this level, there's always a possibility that it can.
3 popular Twitch streamers face a terrifying encounter while live streaming along the Santa Monica Pier.
I'll kill you right now. I'll kill you right now. If the streamer leans too far one way,
that's
they
insane.
might come across as uninterested or cold. But lean too far the other, and viewers can mistake an occasional reply for friendship.
Please stop following me. It's getting weird. It's getting strange. I don't know you, okay? So please leave me alone.
That's where things can take a turn for the worst, because now that attention can turn into expectation.
That's why I'll never do a stream, IRL stream. I'll never do it. I just won't. It's just so dangerous to me. Live streaming where you're at, if you're like a massive streamer, I know it just seems so unsafe to me. You're putting yourself in a dangerous situation for no reason.
And when the expectation of a response to the next chat isn't met, it can feel less like being ignored by a streamer and more like a betrayal by someone that they thought they knew.
It's a weird parasocial relationship that forms, and you're not even aware that this person is forming that typically until they're like about to show up, or they do show up.
The gap is hard to manage, which is why most streamers keep a barrier up around the heavy personal stuff.
My sis is dead.
Right, let's try and keep it positive.
Please don't talk about side of my chat, please. This is something I just don't like to hear or talk about, you know.
And you can't really.
Hey, that's insane. I'm sorry, but that's also insane. you have to be open to be having those conversations a little bit because of the platform you have. You have to talk about various topics like that and do your best to help people because you have the platform you have. It's also in the same way of like, I'm gonna say this right now too. Fuck Israel. Free Palestine. I'm gonna say that, and it's gonna be out there in the open. That's my beliefs. Oh, whoop de doo. Who would have guessed? Look at my girlfriend's page too. You have this platform. You have to talk about these things. Also, fuck guys. But you don't sit there and go, let's not talk about suicide in my chat. You see someone talking about them being suicidal. You have to do something more than be like, don't talk about that in my chat. Are you kidding me? Like, that's insane to me.
At the end of the day, streamers are supposed to entertain.
At some point, there has to be a boundary between caring about the people watching and becoming responsible for everything that they bring into the chat.
They become too attached to you, where they see you as an actual friend that they have. So I feel like that is kind of a boundary that you have to set as a streamer.
Yeah.
But it's hard to gauge where that line is.
Joe had every reason to draw that same boundary. He'd answered the heavy messages, taken conversations off stream, and learned what could happen when things become too parasocial.
The first 2 times I helped somebody with like issues, they just kept messaging me, and then they like got upset when I stopped messaging them. So it's more so of that issue.
But mental health meant too much to him. Ignoring somebody who might not make it through the night was never a choice he could live with. After those early mistakes, Joe implemented 2 important factors that would eliminate those odd parasocial dynamics from coming into the picture. For starters, he removed any one-on-one interaction. All conversations with chatters were strictly held on stream from the Twitch channel.
Yeah.
I've prepared to go, tired of waiting for things to improve. You are my escape. Thank you, dude. If you're saying you're gonna kill yourself, don't. I know this was 10 minutes ago. I hope you're still here.
And second, but most importantly, he made the pivot from trying to be the help himself and became the middleman.
Fine if you're depressed and you want to come to me for advice, but when it comes to the gravity of seeking an expert is better than seeking Joe Bartolozzi, a Twitch streamer TikToker.
That too.
You know what I mean?
For those who came into the chat looking for help, Joe was there to give them a few encouraging words and push them in the right direction.
I've had not so good thoughts, if you know what I mean, and listening to your advice and others has helped me even during those hard times. If you ever have thoughts, reach out to somebody, genuinely. Go to a therapist, psychiatrist, talk to somebody that can help you. It's not the answer. Like, there's only so much I'm able to do as a creator, especially seeing that I don't know the person. So that's why I try to do the charity streams for, like, you know, 988 or AFSP or Trevor Project.
And that's the best you can do as a streamer and stuff like that. And YouTubers too. You can't like sit and have like, oh my god, sorry about that. You can't sit and have one-on-one conversations with people off stream and this and that, because it's going to lead to parasocial behaviors and parasocial relationships to form at a worse level than would happen if you were just streaming and being a YouTuber. They still happen, and that's why you still also have to make very public lines of like where the line is. But
we're doing reactions today, and it's a charity stream. We raised $2,700, which was matched 3x by the Melinda Bill Gates Foundation. So dub in the chat for that. Goes to a good cause, saving lives.
And for a while, this worked pretty well. While it seems kind of small, Joe's brief but encouraging words were actually making a difference in people's lives.
I've been subbed for a year now, and I want to say thank you for helping me through this past year with having to deal with my grandpa's suicide and my own personal problems. You're definitely my favorite top streamer, and I hope you never stop.
As a shop teacher.
As a shop teacher. Shut up. Sorry. This ad is so long. Double ads. And I miss how YouTube used to be. I'm going on a tangent again. I miss how YouTube used to be when YouTube only had one ad at the beginning and one ad at the end of the video. I miss that so much. I hate having the ads in the middle of the video because it gets you out of the video. I get why there are ads throughout the video, because YouTube has to make money through advertisements somehow. But still.
But by the time Joe graduated college, things had started to change. His viewer count climbed to some of the highest in all of streaming, and managing the expectation of that many chatters is a totally different beast.
Like right now, I average 10K. Chat's horrible.
That's insane.
Yeah. Like,
that's insane. Oh my god, I can't imagine.
yeah, I gotta lock in. I want to get into the videos. I'm starting to get stressed the f out. I'm starting to get stressed the f out. I could tell this was gonna happen at the start of stream when I got like 9 messages just unloaded onto me.
With this many viewers watching, Joe found himself caught between two groups that wanted completely different things from him. Because on one hand, some viewers felt that he wasn't doing enough to help.
I guess even my favorite streamer doesn't care about me. Lame comment. I have 5,000 people in my stream that are spamming right now. I'm also playing a video game. And then I don't respond to you and you pull this guilt trip here.
But on the other hand, there was a totally different group of viewers that were
That's
tired
gross.
of
That's so gross. I comment.
the stream constantly stopping.
Jesus, dude, I like watching your streams, but when you go on rants like this, that's all you do all the time. That's annoying. Play the game. Do me a favor and never watch me again. Do me a favor and go f yourself.
No matter what Joe did, someone felt ignored, and the messages were starting to get more demanding. Early on, people would briefly mention that they were struggling, and Joe would offer a few words of encouragement. Now they wanted more.
Like every stream, it's been getting more and more and more and more like involved, where people are genuinely asking me to fix their problems. I can't. I'm sorry.
But the hardest part was figuring out who genuinely needed help and who was only looking for attention.
How do you balance keeping everybody happy and then also sorting through people who are just doing it for attention?
I mean, that's the struggle. Because I'm a suicide prevention advocate, that is an avenue that a lot of people use to manipulate their way into being noticed or speaking to me on stream. And so, yeah, if there's 10 chats saying they're suicidal, 6 of them are fake. Because I do so much mental health advocacy, the amount of people that come into my chat and fake being suicidal is absurd. I had one chatter that came in and they say, hey, I'm the mother of so-and-so. He took his own life. I just wanted to let you know you were his favorite streamer. I'm sorry that he took his life. I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry. I hope you're all right. I'm sorry for the loss of your son. Ugh. Come to find out, they come back a month later and they're like, my brother typed that, banned his, blocked him. You're the chatter? I knew that, bro. I'm banning you, man. That's fucking weird as shit.
This leaves Joe stuck making it.
What the fuck? That's ugh.
Decision.
I have nothing else to say to that. That's just
If I'm
so
being
gross.
honest, I think a large portion of people that come into my chat and say stuff that's idle are lying. But
yeah,
I have to treat them all as if they're real, because then I could, on an off chance, not take somebody seriously that is serious. And that's the worst thing you could do.
Ignoring the wrong message could have serious consequences, but responding to every message was impossible, and the pressure of trying was beginning to wear him down.
I feel bad, and I've talked about this. It's like, I wish I could help, but like sometimes I can't, you know? Like there's only so much I'm able to do as a creator, especially seeing that I don't know the person.
But there's one message that weighs on Joe the most. It's one that he's heard over and over again, that for some viewers, he's the only reason that they're still alive.
Joe Barlozzi saved my life, dead ass. I'm so fucking serious. I only stopped from killing myself once because he had a rat stream coming up. Hashtag. Oh my god, it's there it is. I was waiting for that scene to come out. Yeah, like I've seen a bunch of stuff like that too of creators. Of people talking about that. Oh my god. That certain creators are the reason why they haven't done anything. Or like just because them making content is the reason why they haven't killed themselves yet, or any things. I think I have to say this part. But at the same time, I can see how that can weigh so heavy on the streamers / YouTubers, because what did they do? What do you do now? You can't take a break from making content because these people depend on you making video and streaming and doing these things. So the amount of weight that must put on you has to be so heavy. You feel like you can't not stop. Because you already have that struggle anyway for a lot of creators because they want to keep making content and making better content. Anyway.
You were there when my dad passed. You saved me from ending my own life more than anyone should. I've realized so much because of you. I can't thank you enough. You unknowingly have helped me with a lot. My life has gotten about a lot better since watching you from your philosophy stuff. Never had a favorite streamer until I watched your streams, and it kind of saved my life, no pressure. I wanted to myself, you saved my life. I did not save your life. You saved your own life. Please get the help you need, though. If I'm the only reason that you stopped, wanting to kill yourself in that moment, you need a lot of help outside of just watching my content.
When you hear some of those stories, how big of a toll does that take on you? Because, like, I don't know, I'm watching through some of their clips, talking to people like this, a lot of the chat is asking, who is checking on Joe?
I mean, I'm starting therapy soon. I'm not saying it's bad.
Good. I think majority of people should go into therapy. I'm also someone that needs to get into therapy, but I'm trying to figure out some other issues before I can get into therapy because of money. Because money is a issue with a lot of things in life. Like, God, and everything's just so fucking expensive. Wonder why it's so expensive. Thank you, Mr. Orange Man. That couldn't be there in the first place. But I think majority of people should go into therapy, at least for a little bit of time. Like, if you're having like any struggles, I think there's no reason why you shouldn't go to therapy. The thought of therapy is useless and doesn't do anything to help you is stupid, but at the same time, not stupid because you have to put in work. Therapy doesn't solve it by just going to therapy. You have to fix things yourself. But besides the point, get back to the video because we need to get through this video.
To have my videos as
and I've turned this video from a 24-minute video into like an hour-long video.
Like something to fall back on to make you feel happier versus like, I'm suicidal, your videos are the only thing that's keeping me alive.
Take a second and think about what that actually means for the person receiving it. Somebody just told you that your uploads are load-bearing for their existence.
Don't tell me that. Like, I'm glad I'm able to help, man, but like, get help. Like, get help. Please.
So what happens if you take a break? What happens if you burn out and quit? On some level, Joe now feels like he has to keep posting, because somewhere out there, somebody's hanging on by his streaming schedule.
There will be people that will like come to my chat and they're like, hey, you prevented me from killing myself because I saw one of your videos and it made me laugh. On surface level, that's great. If you're me, now I'm going, oh, if I stop posting, people are gonna start killing themselves.
And beyond the pressure, there's the sheer exposure to darkness.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, the monitors, it has to feel so heavy.
Joe's DMs and chat are a constant stream of people's lowest moments. And when you're surrounded by that much pain for that long, it eventually starts to get in.
That's like the one thing is the emotional drain, I guess. Like, I put a lot out.
After every stream, Joe sits there for an hour just coming back down from what the job took out of him.
Like, when I'm done stream, I get off. I literally sit there in like silence for maybe an hour. I need like
That's
time
insane.
to decompress. Just because
Like, it makes
that
sense why he
is
does that, but
a lot at times. It takes a toll, and I've gotten used to it. But it kind of builds. Like, I'll be good for a month, and then there will be a week where I'm just like not there emotionally, I guess, and that's like a problem.
So the obvious question is, why keep doing it? Every other streamer proved you can just let the messages scroll and the career survives. Joe could put up the full wall tomorrow and nobody could really blame him.
I'm not sitting here acting like I'm some role model, but if people are going through stuff and I recognize that they're watching my content to help them, that I want them to have some sort of guidance of redirection to be better themselves and also better their own.
and that's why Joe is the GOAT. Like I was again saying earlier, I know I keep pausing and making these points, but if you have a I can't think of the word. If you have a platform, you have to use the platform. You can't just ignore things. I get like some things you not being able to talk about because of certain things maybe, and because of like YouTube and Twitch being the way that they are, you can have hard times talking about certain topic. But there's other places you can talk about these things at, especially topics like offing yourself, and these things should always have a place to be able to have conversations about and talk. That's my opinion, and that's, I think, what Joe is also saying here.
Mental health in a way that's good for them.
Joe did the math and decided helping people is worth what it costs him.
I enjoy making people happy more than the other aspects of the job. And that's what enables me to deal with this too. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, push through the negative because you make money. I think I push through the negative because I can affect people more positively here than any other job that I could possibly be doing.
But once he saw what his platform could do for people at their lowest, walking away from that stopped being an option he could live with.
Thank you. My mom was diagnosed with cancer about 9 months ago.
Sorry to hear that.
We would watch your videos and streams. We loved your philosophy streams. She also majored in philosophy.
Really?
A week ago, I found out she has two
more days to live. One of the final things we did was watch one of your YouTube videos. Your videos remind me of good memories. She passed away yesterday and you helped me cope. Just wanted to say thank you so much. You helped more than you'll ever know. Oh my god. Yo, that's just gonna make me cry.
No, like that was also getting me too.
It's a fucking weird job, dude. It's a weird job doing social media. There's a lot of shit, but it's one of the most like rewarding experiences. Just to be able to be someone to help other people is something that I want to do. Yeah, the money's good. Yeah, it's fun to play video games and shit. But like on a deeper level, dude, being able to make people's days is like genuinely what I want to do. And I'm glad that I can.
We have got...
What a good video. Golf cart, you are the GOAT. Like and subscribe.